So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the brand new Icon SBC that we should be seeing today. But before we do get underway with that, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading guide over on Twitch/Patreon. All you got to do is subscribe over on Twitch. It is either £5, €5 or $6, and in there you'll receive daily updated investments. An investment that did very well as of recently were a bunch of the Brazilian players for the Evo. For example, Neymar bought at 18, sold at just over 21. Douglas Luiz bought at 45, sold just under 60. And finally there was Delo, who also went from 55 up there to 60 as of some recent investments. And also something we're also offering up is if you guys are interested in more support, more 1v1-on-1 sort of questions, then you can also go and subscribe over on Patreon for a little bit more extra support if that is of interest. So let's go and talk a bit about let's go and talk a little bit about the content that we're expecting to go and get today. So EA this year has basically followed the exact same sort of trend as we got last year regarding what they dropped after Team of the Year. So let me just go through this quite briefly, and I guess I'll explain what I'm talking about. So last year, just after Team of the Year, we went and got ourselves Road to the Finals. Now this year we didn't go and get Road to the Finals. This year we got Future Star, but Road to the Finals will be the promo after Future Star. But the thing I'm more interested in, or the thing I guess we're going to show you, is that they kind of this year have done the exact same sort of SBC releases last year. So Team of the Year expired here, and then on the Friday we went and saw them give us a Kimmich, a generic SBC, and an 85 player pick. Well, that is comparable this year, because this year we went and got ourselves not an 85 player pick, but we went and got ourselves a 5x84. And you can see it's very comparable, because last year when it cost like 22k, this year it cost like 30k. So on the Friday they went and dropped a Plebby upgrade SBC. Well, then we didn't really go and get anything on the Saturday last year. This would have been the Saturday with like Martinez. But what we did go and get on the Sunday is we got ourselves a brand new Icon SBC, which we hadn't have had previously. And last year that was an 87 plus base, Thunderstruck or Winter Wildcard Icon player pick. So this is the sort of thing that I would expect to go and get this year. Although what I think they might go and do is they might go and add Globetrotters. Because we haven't had Globetrotters yet, then I think we might go and get that. And again, it should go and be an Icon player pick. So that is basically the content I'm expecting today. Now there is an outside chance that we go and get a Hero SBC, but post Team of the Year, EA didn't drop many Hero SBCs in comparison to Icon SBCs, because let's be self-aware of the meta curve, Heroes just don't hold their own regarding as much in comparison to Icons. So as a result of expecting an Icon SBC today, I mean again, expecting Icon SBCs on the Sunday isn't any new. And another thing I will say is because the Icon SBC isn't already leaked, it's got a much higher chance of being a player pick than it does being a pack. Why do I come to this conclusion? Well, a pack has to get added to the pack code, and as a result gets leaked early, whereas a pick, because there's no pack added to the pack code for a pick, easy for me to say, yeah, they're kind of a lot more, they're kind of disguised a bit more. Like they don't really get leaked before they come out because nothing else gets added to the code. So there's a much higher chance because, I mean, we're only a few hours off of content. Today's video is being uploaded very late and there's nothing being leaked. So as a result of expecting a pick today, what do we go and expect to make as an investment? Now the problem is last year's SBC did go and require an 86, an 86 and an 87. And if EA were to go down that sort of angle this year, don't get me wrong, it would come in at probably just under 200k. But it wouldn't be that great, because what we want EA requiring today, if you guys want to be able to go and make some decent coins, is fodder that we know is very, very rare. So some of this fodder has definitely calmed down a bit, but it's still at a point where it's super rare. I'd compare this to like going out for an Indian, you know, where your stomach can be a bit dodgy after going for an Indian. As long as you have quite nice beige food, it's all good. But you have something big that upsets it, you know, and rest in peace your toilet. Well, that's a little bit like this Icon SBC. You know, if they go and require like an 86, an 86, and 87 rated squads, not really much is going to happen to the market because there's so many 86 and 87s on the market. But if they go and require anything above an 89, I think it can do very, very well tonight, because anything over an 89 is super, super rare. As I say, it's come down in the last like 24 hours. But we can see, you know, these 91s went and hit 80k. So we know that there hasn't been much supply between when they were 86 and back down to them being 64k. I mean, it might not necessarily be a buy for the... I mean, if you want to go and take a gamble, maybe you go and buy your 89s. But yeah, if they go and drop an SBC requiring 89 plus and it's an Icon SBC that's an upgrade on what we've had previously, I can expect to go and see 89s doing very well. So definitely something you want to keep an eye out for rash investing. Likewise, if it requires 2 or more Team of the Weeks, especially requiring Team of the Weeks 87 rated and above, you can also go and have a little look at investing in these cards, because again, we also know Team of the Weeks are quite rare. Now, I wouldn't necessarily go and buy Team of the Weeks right now before the Icon SBCs come out, and the reason for that is if they only require 1 Team of the Week, I don't think these cards have been too progressive each day, even though we've had a daily inform pack. What have they done? 16. They did quite well there, to be honest. They did 16 to 19, then bet down there to 16.5, back up there to 19.5. I mean, you could probably go and gamble it, in all fairness. Gamble them at 17 to go and rise up at 19, 19.5. I just don't really expect them to explode in price, because normally they only require 1 Team of the Week, and because they don't normally only require 1 Team of the Week, it's not really that much additional demand. Also, the upgrade SBCs are actually completed a lot more than Icon SBCs, especially initially, so that's another reason. So yeah, if it requires 89 pluses, we do like the likes of investing in Fodder. Another interesting thing that we have to talk about upgrade SBCs this week is that currently we've got a 5x84, and that is going to go and expire in 28 hours, which means it doesn't expire at 6 PM today, but obviously expires at 6 PM tomorrow. Well, the interesting thing is last year, on the Monday, we went and got ourselves a 10x83. So if EA want to consistently be requiring these informs time after time, and they go and drop 10x83s, we can actually go and expect to see Team Weeks doing well tomorrow. The problem with that is because Team Weeks are quite inflated at the moment, if we don't get an upgrade SBC that needs Team Weeks tomorrow, we're just going off the current price as an example, and let's say they're 17k going into 6 PM, they'll go from like 17 to 14. But if they are needing enough for an upgrade SBC, they'll probably do like 17 to 21. So it's probably best keeping an eye out on what's leaked, I guess publicly, and maybe even what's leaked rumour-wise, because we get an upgrade SBC, they'll do quite nicely going into Tuesday. We don't get an upgrade SBC, you can expect to see them dropping about 3-4k. So not too keen on Team of the Week investments until we know there's something coming, which doesn't necessarily always mean it's too late. But yeah, so an upgrade SBC obviously isn't leaked so far for Monday, but if we go off a last year's trend, which everything is doing so far, we did go and get something on the Monday. What do we have right here? Also, again, on the Monday, obviously the 5x84 does expire as well. That's also what we got midweek. So on the Sunday we went and got an Icon SBC, midweek we went and got ourselves campaign upgrade pack. That also wouldn't be a massive surprise if we did go and get it. The interesting thing, no, I mean, it wasn't that crazy of a campaign player pick from last year, in all fairness, Dynasty Team of Group Stages. So just like always, on a Wednesday, we don't really expect the upgrade SBC to do too much. Now, what content did we go and get yesterday? We actually went and got ourselves loads and loads of content. Starting off here with the League SBC. Obviously, they require Brazil, but EA hasn't had the Brazilian League in the game for absolutely ages. So they didn't go and require the Brazilian League. Instead, what they required was just like 1 or 2 Brazilians and then loads of players from loads of different leagues. Well, I mean, because it was literally 1 or 2 Brazilians and a few players from a few leagues, there was literally zero movement whatsoever. I did actually gamble that this requirement here and this requirement here would have gone and risen Casemiro and Martra. It rose them like 200-300 coins, but yeah, didn't really rise them too much whatsoever. Potentially 1, because people didn't really care about the upgrade packs, or 2, they didn't really care about the players. The players you got from completing it was a Victor Rourke and a Abner Vinicius. They actually did go and fit Abder Vinicius did go and fit the Evo yesterday, but it was more of an offensive or a CDM/centre mid Evo, so yeah, not too crazy. But yeah, really nice free cards that you can imagine down the line they'll go and fit some cracking Evos. We also didn't see yesterday's content do too much to the market. Do we? Yeah. We didn't see yesterday's content do too much. I was using this to go and see, did we see any Brazilians go up a lot? We did go and see this Gabriel Nunes go up, but I wouldn't be too confident that she didn't go up maybe for yesterday's Evo rather than the League SBC. We can see before 6 she was 4.8, then went up to 6k. It's because she's transferred there over to Aston Villa, so a bit of a weird trend, but I'd imagine it might have been hyped around the Evo. Before we talk about the Evo, just talk about the SBC. We only got ourselves a Hugo Ekittia, and when this got leaked, I said it has to be under 100k to really see much movement. Because we've just come out the back of Team of the Year, where we've had great Evos, great players, he had to be under 100k to be demanded, otherwise he just didn't hit people's teams, and I don't think he really did hit people's teams, coming in at 180k. With having the chip play style, bit meh, but Rapid was obviously quite nice with the pace shooting and dribbling combo. His best link investments, if he was demanded, would have been Lazaro, and again we saw Lazaro just drop after 6 PM. Likewise with Trap, where we didn't really see any movement on Trap. We did see Elise rise, but what we'll say about Elise rising is Elise has actually been rising. Elise was kind of rising each day as of Thursday, so there's not necessarily fully down to the Ekittia, but yeah, Elise having a nice little rise. Other than the SBC, we did go and get ourselves an Evo, fitting any Brazilian player under 87 rated as long as they didn't have 94 physical or 87 and above passing. This kind of put in a bit of a weird position because it was like, and the playstyle pluses it gave was Trickster and Tiki Taka. So it put in a really weird position because it didn't increase pace past 89. It didn't increase dribbling past 92. It did give 5-star skills. It wasn't too great at making defensive players box-to-box / offensively because you could only have a maximum 93 physical, which means you couldn't have had the Ultimate Succession Jolington. And it was a maximum of 86 passing, which killed a few cards there. The most popular cards, yeah, really have been CDMs and centre mids. And then cams that maybe you would have favoured having the 5-star skills. So one of the more popular cards, again, I'm not quite sure why you throw Backbone into it, was Endrick, who's obviously out of packs. But I'll be honest with you, 5-star skills, 4-star week for 89, 88, 89, 89. I just don't think it's that great. I think the only reason maybe you want to do this is because you're kind of drawn into the hype of this card and you think, well, what's the closest I can get to this card? Practically not that card. But, you know, maybe that's why he's up. We did go and see Endrick rise nonetheless. It's a bit of a weird one because I wasn't quite aware that Endrick had much demand for Evos prior yesterday. But obviously, yeah, went from 2.5 up there to 3.8. Other players I was demanded was Neres, and someone actually said this to me initially. They said, oh, Neres looks great. He's got 92 pace, 92 dribbling, 5-star, 5-star. And he was actually referring to his initial card. And I was like, yeah, he's got all that, but he practically isn't going to receive any upgrade. Because the vast majority of the upgrade is in skill moves and it is in is in dribbling. Yeah, he got a bit of physical, got a bit of passing, and a bit of shooting. And unless I'm missing anything, you know, I guess he's getting tactical. But yeah, nothing too crazy on him. He went up there up to 50k, again, insane pre-hype. Then went back down there to 46, back up there to 53. So not crazy money buying on the initial drop. Zeroberto looked like quite a good card. It was good for making your defensive midfielders more of a box-to-box. We've actually had 2 of those Evos as of recently. Yeah, with nice boosts everywhere right there. Also, he doesn't get the Trickster and he gets the Tiki-Taka, which is definitely a lot more desirable combo. What happened to his card? Well, again, he went from 60k, he got pumped up there to 75, then got down there to 65, and today he's up to 72. So again, not great money there buying in the dips like we sometimes see. Ramirez had a great card turning in from a CDM to a box-to-box, again, ignoring getting the Trickster playstyle plus. Yeah, his kind of rise and drop was a bit weird though. Like, he was 290k before it came out. Sorry, 290k before the leaks. Then got up to 350. Only went from 350 up to 360. Then only down to 350. So really weird trend with him. And he rebounded from 360 to 400. So okay profit, but yeah, a little bit risky. Now, of all those Evos and SBCs, we actually didn't really see that much movement on the market. Anything that was positive was mainly just a Brazilian player, and anything that's been negative is mainly just a future star because, of course, there's been an increase in supply. So yeah, again, we go through these right here, and a vast majority of it is Brazilian. Apart from actually Xavi Simons. Why Xavi Simons there? Well, Xavi Simons is there because Anders Vergang, good for the guy, won the football FIFA tournament FC Pro thing, huzzah, which means he gets himself a nice little boost to go and end it off. I think it's like a 1 of 8 or a 1 of 16 knockout tournaments, so quite impressive that he's gone and won. So you also want to see his card absolutely explode because I guess it's against the odds, even though obviously the kid is insane at FIFA. But yeah, a bunch of Brazilian players right there, so all just going and fitting the Evo, and again, the stuff that's down is just the stuff that is in packs. What do we have to talk a little bit about? Oh yeah, so obviously tonight we got the Icon SBC. Yeah, tonight we got the Icon SBC and maybe a few upgrade, well, maybe the odd upgrade SBC or whatever. What do we recommend buying in the panic of tonight's Icon SBC? Because the market is traditionally lowest on the Sunday evening, Monday morning. Here's a little list of things that you can go and buy. Something that I think is a bit of a semi-risk, but I do think if they don't require anything above an 88 rated squad for the Icons, then we might see a little bit of a drop on the 89s, 90s and 91s, maybe when people are anticipating them being demanded and then, you know, having a nice rise. So I think you could go and look at picking up these, because I think once supply stops Sunday, Monday, I think they can go and rise into Tuesday before division rivals. Another thing you can go and buy, especially if they're not required with the Icon SBC and they go and drop, is Team of the Weeks. Like I said earlier, you could actually go and probably buy these at 17 and sell them at about 19.5 after 6 PM today if you wanted a bit of a trend. Other than that, the thing we normally go and buy on a Sunday evening or Monday morning is meta cards. Now, the meta cards that I think will be the best investment are those that have had a really nice rise from Thursday. Especially Team Years, Team Year Icons, Team Year Icon honorable mention thingies. These are real hype in-demand cards, and I think those that have had really nice rises from Thursday show there's a lot of demand, and I don't think there's been that much this week that's replaced them. I don't think the Evos, maybe apart from the the Future Star Evo we have at the moment, I don't think there's been many Evos replacing players, as in like yesterday's Brazil one sucked. I don't think any of the SBCs EA's really dropped this week has replaced any cards, which means I think a lot of people can be buying what they bought last week. I think the only positions you maybe have to be slightly cautious of is Cam because of the best and the Noet. What is it called? You don't pronounce his name. It's like Wanieri or something like that. I think someone told me in my chat. Yeah, you got to be careful of the Cam and right wing because Wanieri and George Best. So as a result, you want to look at some of the cards that have had nice rises from Thursday. For example, Nico Williams, who's gone 130 up there to 180. Frimpong, who's gone 220 up there to 275. And again, I like the Team Year icons. These may be not so good, but there are good ones out there. Miyama, who did 350 to 380. And Cannavaro, who did 420 up there to 490. On top of that, you can also look at non-Team of the Year cards that have had nice rises from Thursday. For example, Dumfries has gone from 420 to 500, and Delat, for a little bit of a cheaper player, who has gone from 43 up there to 50. The idea is if they've risen this weekend, there should be good demand for them, meaning if they drop with tonight's Icon SBC, / tomorrow with people finishing Weekend League, they can have a nice rebound. Yeah, and I think apart from that, that is about it. There is a leak that there is a centre mid Evo that seems to be more pushed for centre mids, but yeah, he's been very vague. He leaked by saying there's a centre mid Evo and said, oh yeah, the person I actually use at the front photo of this can't actually fit, so God knows what it's going to be. Probably just some sort of centre mid Evo. But yeah, that is going to go and wrap that up. Tomorrow's video will be a lot earlier. I do apologise about the late upload and the lack of uploads, but yeah, I've been super busy as of recently, but should be back to daily. But thank you very much for watching. And also on top of that, we'll be uploading a lot more on the second channel as of the next few days, the tutorial channel for those that are interested, because there's a lot of demand for the Pale Tools tutorial, so we'll get loads more videos on there as of the next, well, the rest of this FIFA, or the rest of the time. But thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.